Hi, welcome to the 10 Common Student Errors. Today I'm going to be talking about the first one, which has to do with language, and specifically broad or unclear language. Broad or unclear language can hurt you as a student because it makes your writing less clear, less direct, less descriptive, and less authoritative sounding. You want to make sure that your ideas are not obscured with universal declarations or blanket statements, but that they have backing and substance. Let's take a look at some examples. So here you have a sentence that's pretty vague. Since the dawn of civilization, humans have tried to find cures for the illnesses that plague them. If you look here and we want to know when, it says the dawn of civilization. It doesn't really give us a good idea of what time period we're talking about or where, in fact, we're talking about. And if we're looking at who, we're talking about humans. So it doesn't really give us a clear sense of what's going on, when it's happening, how it's happening, and what exactly these illnesses are. Now, if we take a look at this sentence, since the advent of magnetic resonance imaging, MRIs, doctors have been able to look more closely into the human body and understand disorders that once baffled them. This sentence, on the other hand, talks very specifically about a moment since the advent of MRIs. And it talks about doctors that deal with MRIs or look at MRIs. And what they do is they understand disorders that once baffled them, and they look more closely into the human body. So it gives us a little bit more clear and direct sense of what the reader is talking about here. One of the other issues with broad or unclear language is that it ends up having you make factual statements without supporting evidence. For example, when somebody says, "It is known definitively that electronic health records are helpful to people in cities." Well, "it is known definitively," which I just underlined, makes it a factual statement that health records, electronic health records, are helpful to people in cities. But it doesn't really tell us, as a standalone sentence, how that's possible. It just tells us without supporting it. So if you wanted to make a statement that supported that, you would bring in evidence, Smith, some specifics, it increases it by 20%, and you would tell them how exactly it does this. So we have a sentence that says, electronic health records increase patient turnover by 20%, in other words, are helpful, enhancing the quality of care in densely populated areas, are helpful to people in cities. So this gets much more specific, much clearer, and much more supported.